Destiny versus Hasan, a feud so toxic it could be classified as a chemical spill. One guy is yelling about protests, the other is yelling about being persecuted, and somehow everyone is yelling at their own audience. So here's how Destiny versus Hasan controversy explodes again. It starts with a real question. ICE, protest, Minneapolis, real tension, real consequences.
But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because he's straight up saying, if Dan wants to do something useful and still be a Hasan hater, he should create a Track Hasan X account that posts his current location when he's out at protests.
Hasan reacts emotionally, Destiny reacts aggressively, and instead of focusing on the issue, they immediately lock eyes like anime rivals who skip character development. Destiny fires off comments implying Hasan shouldn't even be welcomed at protests.
His location should be publicly available at all times while he's live streaming. This is him at his cult. This is this morning.
While Hasan responds by going nuclear, framing Destiny as not just strong but morally corrupted,
Telling his co-host, his podcast co-host, Dan Stalkman, who has been trying to get me deplatformed.
Now, here's the insane part. They're technically on the same political side, but their hatred for each other is stronger than their actual beliefs. Destiny escalates by suggesting people monitor Hasan's movements at protests, which crosses from edgy streamer talk into full hatred territory.
And has worked alongside the ADL and things like that to actively get a bunch of pro-Palestinian people deplatformed on this platform for maintaining the now majority position, right?
Hasan reacts by framing himself as a targeted victim while simultaneously throwing out the strongest accusations possible.
He's telling him, like, don't just stalk him the way that you've been stalking him. Stalk him better. Stalk him directly, okay?
At this point, it's not left versus right, it's ego versus ego, powered by Twitch chat and caffeine. And then, the internet joins in, side characters appear, commentary creators react, people start yelling, protective orders, harassment, and dangerous rhetoric.
Dylan Burns, Hunter Avalon, Hutch, Destiny's own personal chef. Like, this is what happened. This is what took place.
But here's the real problem. Both sides exactly know what they're doing. Meanwhile, Hasan pivots into another lane, beef with Democrats. He argues that democratic relationship wouldn't meaningfully change anything. Police brutality, ICE, foreign policy, all the same outcome.
And Asmongold and Dan Saltman, whose addresses are all readily available in the same exact websites and platforms that they rely on, that their fan bases go to find my address.
Now, whether you agree or disagree, the criticism lands awkwardly because Hasan openly refuses to vote while still claiming the stakes are existential.
Make no fucking mistake. Anyone who tries to tell you that Kamala Harris will be different is a fucking delusional moron. Do not listen to that.
This is where critics call it a grift, not because Hasan criticizes Democrats, but because the cycle never ends. Outrage, streams, donations, repeat. The message becomes, everything is bad, nothing works, but don't stop watching. Destiny ironically despises this exact dynamic, which is why he treats Hasan like a political black hole that absorbs energy and produces nothing except clips. Then, because the internet cannot help itself, Misgif, Tectone, and old Twitch drama resurface. At one point, Hasan reacts to reports that his name was brought up in a legal setting, which sends him into another spiral.
Tectone admits in court he pivoted to shitting on Hasan and shilling right-wing content because he was accused of sexual assault.
Hasan labels multiple creators as right-wing grifters. Critics point out his own inconsistencies. He gets mad that friends won't publicly defend him in an unrelated controversy.
Tectone responded, and I quote, yes. He defended his rants by saying, when a content creator in our space gets these accusations, they have to pivot content to stay relevant. Then he brought HasanAbi saying, like how when he shocked his dog.
And once again, we see the same pattern. Anyone who criticizes him is labeled malicious, stupid, or secretly aligned with his enemies.
So apparently he did a right-wing pivot and he thought that, but HasanAbi bad would work in a court of law.
At this stage, the Hasan vs. Destiny feud stops being about ideology and becomes about survival in the algorithm. Both have loyal, cult-like audiences, both know those audiences will defend anything, and both are fully aware their conflict keeps the lights on. It's not politics, it's content warfare. The irony, these are some of the most influential voices on the online left, and instead of organizing, persuading, or building anything, they're busy tracking each other, accusing each other, and feeding the same outrage machine they claim to hate. hate. So where does this leave us? Destiny versus Hasan isn't ending anytime soon. One thrives on confrontation, the other thrives on moral outrage, and both thrive on attention. These audiences will keep fighting, clips will keep circulating, and real issues will keep getting buried under streamer egos. This isn't about who's right anymore, it's about who stays relevant longer. And honestly, this might be the most tragic part. When politics becomes entertainment, truth becomes optional. When activism becomes content, accountability disappears. Watch this video next, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers!